We're back on TV25's Real Estate Masters. I'm David Johnston. My co-host is Tamika Bryant, and today we have Randall Peterson with the Kansas Real Estate School. Welcome back, Randall.
Thank you.
At break time, we were talking about, since it's October, some weird or spooky things maybe that you've come across while doing real estate. I know, well, I've sold real estate. Every day was a creepy experience. There were plenty of those. Maybe you'd like to. Do you have a story or something about something that sticks out that was a little bit creepy or spooky?
Well, I mean, there have been, like you said, a number of kind of strange experiences. Anybody who practices real estate, I think, would have those. But I still say that the most not necessarily spooky, but the strangest experience I ever had was my very first transaction. In fact, I nearly quit the business.
Oh, it was a baptism by fire.
It turned into just this huge mess.
As they usually do.
And I went to my broker and told him I made a mistake. This is not what I thought it was going to be. But long story short, my very first referral client, a coworker of my wife. So okay. I had some obligation or commitment there. I found out later that I was like the fourth realtor she had worked with. Very, very difficult personality.
Well, you know, my life philosophy is it's always best to be firstborn, second wife, third realtor.
I like that. I'll remember that one. Yeah. Okay. But we looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and looked at houses and finally found the house for her. And we wrote up the offer and submitted it and got it accepted. But then after inspections, and the issue, the core issue that it came down to, that the whole deal flipped over, was a stain about this big in the carpet upstairs.
Wow.
That the seller cleaned the carpets, the stain didn't come up. Seller felt he or she had done what he was obligated to do. My buyer was just absolutely insistent. And so she walked away from the transaction over a stain on the carpet. Blamed me, wrote the real estate commission grievance and complaint. It got really crazy. I mean, just literally grieving over losing this house, and yet it was her decision to not accept the stain in the carpet. So anyway, really strange situation. I had to really rethink whether I wanted to be involved in this business moving forward, but I don't know if that lady ever found the house, but that was the end of our relationship at that point. After I get a call from an investigator at the real estate commission that my client has alleged that I have harmed her in some way. So
that's
crazy.
That's pretty scary, especially on your first transaction as an agent, and you're trying to cross all the T's, dot all the I's, do everything.
She works with my wife every day.
Wow, that's even spookier.
She's the HR director at my wife's office.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, HR is scary to begin with. So.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. So now that you are working on the school, and we know you're doing that, but that's not all you do, because you're still a licensed realtor.
Absolutely.
And you serve what markets?
I mean, my primary focus when it comes to residential real estate is with first-time home buyers. It's a passion for me. There are communities that are underserved. A lot of successful agents don't want to work with first-time buyers. They buy less expensive properties, you make less money, but it's a lot more work. You have to educate them, you have to hold their hand, you have to walk them through. But it's so rewarding to get them to that place, to that closing, and to see it happen. And for such a long time, like I said, there have been communities, in particular minority communities, that have been underserved, and as a result, property ownership is something that people don't even aspire to,
right?
But they don't know. It's purely a lack of knowledge regarding the system, and so I teach and train people how to not necessarily buy a house, but to prepare themselves. So I do a monthly seminar that has been successful. It started out kind of rough, and there were some Saturday mornings it was just me there, but we consistently get people in. They're at all stages of the buying process. Some are ready to buy now,
right,
have heard about us. Others simply saw an ad online and walk in. And the way we market the seminar is it is strictly an educational opportunity. Okay, there's no pressure. There's no. It doesn't matter if you're buying today, next month, next year. It's a good place to come and start the process, to ask questions, get your questions answered, to learn about what you need to do, and prepare yourself to become a homeowner, to move from renter to owner. And why do you want to do that?
right?
Because there's a lack of knowledge as to why buying a home is so important.
Right.
You know, my parents never owned a home. You know, many people of that generation in my family never owned property. And again, it's ignorance. It's not knowing how our very economic system is based on land ownership. It always has been. And so we teach people those things. So again, using my teaching background,
love of education,
love of education, and educating buyers, then we're able to help people again move from renter to homeowner.
So how do they find you? How do they find you?
It started out. I just started working.
No, how do they find you now? You have an audience. If they want to call you.
Oh, how do they reach me? Okay.
Yeah.
If I want to buy a house, how do I get a hold of you?
Got you. Well, you can visit the website for the seminar, which is simply 8stepstohome.com. My personal email is Randall Peterson. That's one L, RANDAL Peterson @kw.com. And we work with all kinds of buyers. We work with sellers too. But like I said, that's the primary focus, is to help people to overcome those obstacles and become homeowners.
And if someone's interested in real estate education, same contact information?
Actually, we have a website launching this week. It is kansasrealestateschool.com. And the information email address right now is kansasrealestateschool@gmail.com.
Cool.
And so they can go there to find out about the classes and see class schedules, get more detailed information about the school. And another thing is we're trying right now, especially with the launch, to make registration or enrollment a personalized experience.
Yeah.
You know, they can do it online, and some people prefer that, but we want to be able to touch people one-on-one.
Well, thank you, Randall. We really appreciate your time. We're out of it, unfortunately, though, today, but thank you for coming in. I'm David Johnston, my co-host, Tamika Bryant, our special guest, Randall Peterson with the Kansas Real Estate School. You've been watching TV25's Real Estate Masters.